Hi everybody, Brian Professor B. Davis. We're on location for 49ers Live here at Momo's, just across the street from Oracle Park, home of your San Francisco Giants. We're on location. The 49ers back to work early in the day as they're getting ready to take on the New Orleans Saints for a matchup for this coming Sunday over at the Mecca at Levi, over at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, and it's going to be an early 10 a.m. kickoff time. 10 a.m. will be the kickoff time. That will be seen in the Bay Area on Fox and on the Niners flagship radio network on KSFO 810. KSFO, formerly known as KGO News Talk 810. And it will be Guy Haberman will be giving you the play-by-play as he continues to fill in for Greg Papa. Who is still battling with his cancer. At this time, but his treatment, and for thoughts and prayers for Greg Papa as he continued to battle this ordeal, continue to battle with this ordeal. The cancer. And before we go on to our podcast, our thoughts and prayers go out to, of course, outside of football. We know it's only a game, but today it was a horrible tragedy in Utah. Charlie Kirk, the boat was gunned down in a horrible ordeal. We're not into politics, but when something like this happens, violence is not okay. Act of this violence, of ugly violence in this, we're in a state of uncertainty at this time, but our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of Charlie Kirk and who lose a wife and two young kids in the community in Utah for that horrible ordeal as he was gunned down while speaking and then was rushed to the hospital, and I believe he was pronounced dead. So, that's such a sad thing that happened, and sick to my stomach that violence is not the way, and the person who did this ugly act, hopefully he gets brought to justice. So with that, right now on Niners Radio 49, we just wanted to get that out of the way because we know it's only a game, and sports and games that brings us all together comes secondary when this ugliness of act of violence comes around, and no matter what side you're on, this should never have happened, and it's an awful time for that community in Utah. But let's get to the main business of this on Niners Radio 49 as the Niners back at it today down at Santa Clara. We'll give you the full replay of Kyle Shanahan's presser, the injury update for of course George Kittle, who will not be, has been placed on injured reserve. He's going to miss the next 4 games. Not only lose that, but we got some developing news earlier in the day that Brock Purdy, with the shoulder and toe, he's going to probably miss at least the next, highly unlikely he's going to play this Sunday against the Saints, and possibly miss the next game as well. And if he's not ready to go, assuming he's not able to go, the Niners will go with former New England Patriots Mac Jones. Will fill in for Brock Purdy. So we will go to Kyle Shanahan's presser. And just a reminder, Niners Radio 49 is presented by Ticketmaster. The Niners will play their home opener 11 days from now. They will they'll play their first game, and they will put at the Mecca in Santa Clara. Home opener will be coming up on the 21st, 11 days from now. We'll be out there, and we as we'll be getting ready to have our season premiere of Niners Radio or 49ers Tailgate as we'll be kicking off season number 12. Season 12 at the Mecca at Levi Stadium, and our 13th season overall. Yours truly, Antonio Barlow, the cast of thousands over at the Gold Bar site. We'll give you all the sights and actions. Niners taking on the Arizona Cardinals coming up in 2 weeks or less than 11 days from now. Good seats are still available. Good seats are still available. You can get your tickets. You can purchase your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com. And also a reminder, Caltrain, presented by Caltrains. Caltrains, if you will get down to the stadium, Caltrains is both Super Bowl and temporary bridge because of. So we will. So Ticketmaster is the official ticket provider for your San Francisco 49ers. And then, of course, Eddie Pinero, the Niners signed to a one-year deal. He has a lot of game-winning kicks. Plus, he's the third most accurate field goal kicker percentage-wise in NFL history. Niners parting ways with kicker Mike Moody or Moody, not Mike Moody, with Moody after he only made one field goal attempt in 3 attempts, had one missed, a chip shot, and also Jake Moody being let go. They released him the other day. So now coming up, we're going to coming up on Niners Radio 49, we'll have Kyle Shanahan's preview. Niners and the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome coming up this Sunday. This will be again a 10 a.m. kickoff time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be on the West Coast, 12 noon Central. That will be on Fox. And the 49ers will take on a New Orleans Saints team that we're going to get a little preview update later this week. We'll hopefully try to get somebody from the New Orleans Saints to come on later this week on our podcast to preview 49ers and Saints from the Mercedes Superdome. It's a 10 a.m. start. We will be on location for the early morning start on Sunday. And I hope you guys join us then on Niners Radio 49. We'll have our post-game show immediately after the game, and we'll give you your calls and so much more as we for Niners and Saints. So we'll have our segment. We'll have Kyle Shanahan, his Week 2 presser, as we preview the 49ers and the new Heat, and give us the updates on the injury situation and we'll bring it to you right now.
What's up, guys? All right, injuries for today. Yetur will not practice, knee. McCaffrey will not practice, calf/vet day. Trent Williams won't practice, knee/vet day. Nick Bosa won't practice, vet day. Brock Purdy won't practice, left shoulder, toe. Juwan Jennings won't practice, shoulder. Jordan James, limited finger. Jordan Watkins, limited ankle. Ben Barch, limited knee and elbow. Go ahead.
Any further sense about whether Brock will be able to play on Sunday?
I think it's a long shot.
George Kittle's hamstring, is there any more details or just a...
No, there's going to be some time.
Is it possible that Purdy's injury could be a multi-week thing?
It's possible.
And that's the toe more so than the shoulder.
Yes.
What do you see as the strength of Mac Jones's game after watching him this summer?
I think Mac knows how to play the position. He can play well in the pocket, distributes the ball well, sees coverage as well, can play fast in there. He's got a lot of good film from the NFL with his experience and obviously college. Tough guy who'll hang in there and deliver the ball where it needs to go.
Did someone step on his foot, Brock? Did someone step on his foot in the pocket? Do you know how the toe injury happened?
Yeah, I think it happened scrambling. I think when Love tackled him by the sideline. I believe it happened.
Were you aware he was playing through that in the game, or is it just something you found out later?
No, I was aware. Yeah.
And what about the third quarterback spot? Any changes there?
Not yet. I mean, we'd love to have three guys in the building ready to go. We obviously still got Brock, but he's not going right now. But got some roster issues where we just can't bring one in right away.
What do you like about Eddie Pinedo?
What's that?
What do you like about Eddie Pinedo?
Everyone felt he was the best option. When I look at just his history, I like how it shows how accurate he's been. I think that was the strongest thing that stuck out. And he's got a lot of experience.
What ultimately led to the decision to let Jake go?
I think by where it got to, there wasn't that much of a decision. It's always tough with that, especially when you have a talented guy. I have some experience with that in my past. Remember when I was in Washington, I didn't have that experience, and our kicker lost us a game. And remember how adamant I was when I went into the head coach's office and said, "You need to make a change. Like, what are we doing?" He snapped at me and said, "You don't know kickers. This guy's really talented. We got to give him some time. I'm not going to watch him go be a Pro Bowler for someone else." Then 2 weeks later, he missed a kick and lost us a game. So I felt like validated. I was like, "Told you," which I was right for like a day. Because then the next year he went on to be a Pro Bowler and the highest paid kicker in the league for the next 3 years for another team. So there's things that you kind of think about. It's tough with a kicker. I think Jake's got a chance to have a hell of a future. He is that talented. But when it gets to that spot where it is, we all know how last year ended. We know how everyone was looking at him. And obviously when it gets to that point, you can see it affecting him from a mental game. Then you don't have much choice. You got to move on, and hopefully Eddie will come in here and do the job.
Obviously it's a business, but how hard is that conversation to have with Moody after you bring him here and then you coach him, you give him, some confidence, you help him build his confidence, but then in the end, it's not working out?
I don't think it's that hard to have because I think it is what it is. I mean, I think he knows he wouldn't disagree with us. I mean, he lost his he'd have to say why, but it looked like he lost his confidence and he wasn't kicking the ball well enough and it was way too inconsistent. So once that happens, and when your stroke in golf is changing all the time and you're trying to fix things, trying not to miss, it's very hard to succeed at this level that way. And there wasn't anything I had to beat around the bush on. He knew that, and to a degree, I think this will give him a chance to move on and hopefully find a place where he can get his swag back in that way.
How are Brock and Mac different and similar?
I mean, they're real similar in terms of how they play the game. They're both extremely tough. They both can distribute the ball. I don't know who has a faster 40. Brock, I'd say, is a little bit better of a scrambler. But they're close to similar.
Can you say he has turf toe?
If you want me to. That's a generic thing for anything on the bottom of the big toe, and since it's halfway between the side and the bottom, that's why we don't say turf toe, but it's the third time you've asked me, so I'll call it turf toe for you if you want.
A lot of medical.
What's that?
You've gained a lot of medical knowledge since
Friday. I just prepare for you, so I memorize something before I come in and hope it'll not lead to a fifth question about his big toe that you want to call turf toe. That's kind of turf toe.
This was my first Brock Purdy toe question.
I thought you did on a phone call.
Well, go check the transcript.
I feel like I can tell by your tone. Where's you?
Is it what foot is it on? Is it the big toe?
That I don't have to say. I have to sit shoulder, but not to tell.
Coach, you looked at Jawan Jennings' shoulder, which yeah.
How quickly can Kendrick Bourne get involved in the offense?
I mean, it always takes time. I mean, I know he's been here, but when that's 5 years ago or whatever it is, he's been in a lot of different stuff, and we've changed a lot of stuff, so it takes time. You hope to ease him in and put him in there when it's totally the right time. We'll see if we have that option.
He played with Mac Jones for 3 years, help at all?
I mean, I think not totally. I mean, it's good that it doesn't hurt. I mean, Mac's got a feel for KB and stuff like that, but it's not a big deal since it's such a new offense right now for him.
Is it also a long shot being that the CT scan came back good, the MRI came back good? I'm guessing it's just pain he's feeling?
I mean, I'm not going to put anything on it. He's got a chance to play, and hopefully he will.
What did you see from New Orleans over the weekend?
I saw a team that had every chance to win that game. I mean, they had it within 2 scores for a while. I saw a defense that was really hard to get in the end zone on. I saw special teams that blocked a field goal, that rushes the kicks very well, that has 2 returners who, one was a Pro Bowler last year and scored a couple times, guys who can score on teams. And then I saw an offense and a quarterback who drove him down all the way down on the last play, where I thought they had a drop on the last play that would at least tied it up to go to overtime or go for 2 for the win. So I saw a team that's very capable of being 1-0. It's their first time together, and saw some guys that I remember from the past, but looked like a New Orleans football team.
I know you've gone short stretches without George Kittle before, but 4 games I think will be the longest since he's been here. How daunting is that to lose a guy like that for 4 games?
It's a challenge. I mean, once you know what it is, I mean, you kind of get out of your head and move on and try to work with what you got. You know, I think it's harder when guys miss 4 games and they always got a chance, and then because you're always planning on it, and then it's different. So we know we don't have him for 4 weeks, and it'll be a challenge for everybody. I mean, you don't replace George in the run game, and you definitely don't replace him in the pass game. So it'll be a challenge for everybody.
Kendrick Bourne, I remember you once comparing him to your son in a very positive way. Does he still have that personality?
I don't know. I think my son was like 9. He was 9 then. I think they've both grown up a little. All right.
It's been a while since we've seen Robert in this building. What did you make of his defense on Sunday? It's a lot different than the last time we saw him here.
I mean, it was what I expected, just talking to him and what we've seen throughout the practices and everything. But, I mean, I love having Sullivan back. Feel very fortunate for that. I know our players love him, and I thought he did a hell of a job on Sunday.
What did you see from the O-line on Sunday, and how big a challenge did the Saints present them this week?
I thought our O-line played well on Sunday. I mean, there's things I'd like to have back. You know, they pressured us a ton of times. We had to throw hot a number of times. But it's going to be a huge challenge this week, too. They got a number of good players. Hopefully we keep getting better.
When it comes to that, I mean, I'm asking it kind of in relation to Moody being part of the 2023 draft. But the 2022-23 drafts, I would say probably you guys wouldn't say were your best. You didn't have a first-round pick. You did get Purdy. But were there any takeaways that you guys, I know you do deep dives on everything. Were there any takeaways from those 2 drafts that you've applied to these next 2?
I can't think at all. I don't even know what years you're talking about right now. I'm thinking of totally about New Orleans, so I'm not really ready to answer that question. We apply things from every draft, good ones, bad ones. So I can't want to have a specific for you right now. More worried about New Orleans and Turf Tail. I will, for sure.
What did you make of Brandon Staley's defense from New Orleans last week?
It looked real good. I mean, they're a problem. Does a lot of things. Coaches them real well. Looked like they were picking it up fast, and thought they made it real hard on Arizona throughout all 4 quarters.
No targets for Marquez Valdez-Scantling or Russell Gage in that last game. Was that just a product of the play and how they developed, or is it just getting them up?
I think everything. Targets, we don't really predetermine targets unless you give a receiver a screen or a handoff. Everything else has to do with coverages and their opportunities, so sometimes they'll have better luck than others.
Juice was saying that he's been splitting time between fullback and tight end meetings more this year than he has in the past. I know he does some of that stuff anyway, but is the line getting blurred a little more in those positions, and could he be more of an option?
Yeah, I think it's always been pretty blurred. They're almost the same thing, just somewhat very small different skill sets, but Juice is one of the smarter players I've been around. He's been here this is the 9th year now. So we try to switch it up more for him to keep intriguing him, put him in some different rooms. He goes back and forth more, but we ask all of our tight ends to do what the fullback does too, in case you lose juice in a game. So both of them there's a lot of carryover.
Will we have to bring in another quarterback this week?
We'd like to. We just don't know if we can.
What about another tight end?
We'd like to. I think we're trying to do that now.
In terms of the noise up and down in New Orleans, do you think Seattle kind of preps you for what you're going to experience in the Superdome?
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, Seattle's one of the loudest places I've been, and same with New Orleans. Last time we were there, 2020 COVID year, I kind of blacked out, so I don't remember that. But 2019 I do, and that was the loudest game I've ever been in, that shootout. So preparing for that and hope to make it quieter.
More 49ers fans in Seattle than there have been in the past?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I really notice when I see the red when I walk out. After that, I don't see much off the field though, but it was cool to hear him walking off the field. I've heard them a lot louder than other fans.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And I was like, oh my God, this is something.
We're really not.
Oh, my bad. I just got, sorry for that. I had to unmute my mic. Kyle Shanahan talking with the media earlier in the day. That was a video courtesy of 49ers.com. For check out all the latest news on San Francisco 49ers football. Go to 49ers.com. So, we're just taking a look of the Niners. So Kittle will be out for the next 4 games, and he will not be able to come back off injured reserve until sometime in October. So he most likely will miss the Saints game against New Orleans this Sunday, the Cardinals home opener, and then the Jaguars on the 28th. And then they have the Thursday night game on October 2nd. That would be exactly that'll be a little more than 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks from now. I believe it's 3.5 weeks from tomorrow night when they'll play them on October 2nd. That's a Thursday night game. And then they get that mini bye week, and then they return on October 12th when they'll take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that will be a 10 a.m. game. That's when he'll be eligible to come off the IR. So the Niners, you're looking at this stretch, 6 of their first 9. The Niners will. This is the beginning where the Niners will be on the road a lot. 6 of their first 9 games will be away from the Mecca, from Levi Stadium. In fact, after they play, and they'll be playing. They'll be wearing their white jerseys a lot until sometime. Until October 19th. But they'll be on the road a lot. And they won't wear their full red uniforms until November the 9th against the Los Angeles Rams. And then November 16th. So, they're going to be wearing a lot of white uniforms. They'll be wearing a lot of the white uniforms. And then, of course, towards the end of the year, after their bye week, 6 of their first 9 games. And then after their bye week in December, from mid-December on, they will they'll be at home in at least one They'll be at home in at least 3 of the next 4. They will be at home in at least, trying to think, December 14th. 3 of their final 4 games from December 14th to about January. That first weekend of January of 26th, they'll be at home. They'll finish up at home. So the 49ers, for Kittle, he's going to be out for a while at least. He'll be out for a while at least. The Niners.
Wake up, take a workout,
They'll be on the road a lot, so 49ers, and they'll be. They're going to try to see what they'll have on their roster. Who can they? Who will pin on for the game on Sunday? And I think. Taking a look at the Niners roster, I want to take a look at that roster. In fact, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll get back. We'll continue here at Momo's here in San Francisco, right across the street from Oracle Park, home of the San Francisco Giants. Professor B on location here at Momo's in San Francisco. You are watching 49ers Live on Niners Radio 49. All right, we're back here on Niners Radio 49 as we continue here at Oracle, right across street here at Momo's, across street from Oracle Park here in San Francisco. Welcome to Niners Radio 49, 49ers Live. Professor B here on location as we just watched Kyle Shanahan's press conference, his presser down was pre-recorded earlier today down in Santa Clara. Niners will be taking on the New Orleans Saints. And we continue on Niners Radio 49. We're going to have our player profile segment, and we're going to look at Jake. We're going to be Jake. We're going to look at Jake Tobel's. We're having a problem for
A couple days later, but it worked out because like we're grouping. This would have exactly. But this would have like interrupted like movement or movement would have interrupted. We're going to be sending a shit ton.
Sorry about that. So we're just taking a look of. So we're taking a look at the profile of Jake Tobels, as we're taking a look on.
It's 2,500. The middle is like that bedroom, walk-in closet, bathroom, kitchen, downstairs.
I'm telling you, the last time I had a room. And it was huge. Like, I was like, we have too much room.
Dude, I'm not good at square footage. It might be too bad.
So looking at the player profile, that's Jake Tungs. He's a third season for Cal Berkeley. In this game, he take a look at the stats. All right, so looking at some of the numbers we got for Jake Tungs, who they picked up, or who came into that game. I'd like to apologize. We're just having some technical difficulties with our set. We're getting them freezing in, so we apologize for the inconvenience. So,
Yeah, they already. Yeah, exactly. They know. So like, I'm going ready to that shit. I'll do is name on the
so Jake Tubbs, I can get some of. Jake Tubbs is the tight end for the 49ers California play. He was undrafted free agent, making his roster debut with his versatility as a blocking, pass, catching tight end. He joined the Niners practice squad and remained with the team for the rest of the year.
You want to talk to us about right now? Really? I think we usually just active.
There's tech. So far, he's got 3 receptions, 15 yards, averaging 5 yards, including his first 49er touchdown of the season, which was the game winner against the Seahawks last Sunday up in the Pacific Northwest. So he's our star of the our highlight. Niners player profile, Niners Radio 49 player profile for tonight, for today. So coming up next, we'll continue on Niners Radio 49. We're going to have a segment, the 49er faithful. We're going to take this, or we continue on Niners Radio 49. We're not going to take a timeout just yet, but we are going to...
Not really, no.
Guys,
Kind of looks great. Might be a little greedy.
the Niners signed a new kicker, Eddie Pinero, this week. And we want to sign him to a 1-year deal. I want to get some stats from taking a look at some of his stats. He signed to a 1-year deal. He's a 5'11", buck 190, entered the NFL after signing with the Raiders as an undrafted free agent in May of 2018. He spun around with the Bears, the Jets, the Panthers. He connected 111 of his 126 field goal attempts. He boots at 88.1%, 116 of 125 extra point attempts, 92.8%. He spent time with the Washington Commanders practice squad. He appeared in 17 games with the Panthers, collected 22 of 26 field goal attempts, 84.6%. 33 of the 35 extra points were 94.3%. So, it's just, for Jake Moody, we just wish him well. Didn't turn out well. He's just been too inconsistent. You miss 2 field goals, a chip shot field goal at 27 yards, had another field goal blocked, and it's just been, he did make one, only made 1 of his 4 field goal attempts, or his 3 field goal attempts, but at the end, let's say NFL means not for long when you keep on not being consistent at that kicker, and the kicker is the difference between winning and losing, and so we wish Jake Moody as his next endeavor, so life goes on in the NFL. So we are going to take this time out, and when we come back, we'll have take a look at the 49er faithful taking over up in Seattle, over at Lumen Field over the weekend. Which, by the way, the 49ers prior to recently, they had lost 11 of their, or 10 of their previous 11 games up in Seattle. In fact, only beaten the Seahawks only just once. They've won in their previous from 12 through 20, from 2012 through 2021, in the previous 10 years, you include the NFC Championship game, the heartbreaker to the Seahawks 11 years ago, the Niners have only beaten the Seahawks up there only once in their previous 11 games, and that game was on that late December, a little over almost 6 years ago, on that Sunday night when Dre Greenlaw, that goal line stand that stopped that fourth down play to give the Niners that win against the Seahawks. It give them the NFC West title and the number one seed home field advantage throughout the entire NFC playoffs on their way to Super Bowl 54. And that was, and then other than that, but now in recent times, in the last 3 years, the Niners have won 4 in a row. They've beaten the Seahawks 4 straight, and they've won 5 of their last 7 up there at the link. So, and they've overall have beaten the Seahawks in 7 of their last 8 overall, including the playoff game 3 years ago over at Levi Stadium, Santa Clara. So there we have it right there. That is when we come back, we'll have our Niners segment. We'll take a look at the faithful who took over Seattle. Then we'll have our final segment. We're doing a new segment you see on Niners Radio 49. A 49er faithful named Olajuwon, the shoe shine man. He's a diehard 49er fan. Got a chance to do an interview with him. We'll have his weekly segment, Word on the Street. Professor B here at Momo's here across the street here from the ballpark at Oracle Park. You are watching 49ers Live on Niners Radio 49. Let's take this time out. Welcome back here on Niners Radio 49. Coming up, we're going to have our segment. We're going to have 2 more segments before we go off the air. It's All right, we apologize for that. We had a little technical delays with our video feed. The Wi-Fi cuts in and out. We'd like to apologize for that. But we'll have on this segment, we're going to talk with, we're going to have this segment, we're going to do the 49er Faithful Takeover up in Seattle. It's a great segment, you know, Niner fans all over not just in the Bay Area, but all around the country and beyond. They're going to have another big takeover presented by Zinnies this weekend when the Niners take on the Saints. We'll get some footage over there, and but it's I hope you enjoy it. So we are going to set up with this segment right now on Niners Radio 49. Hope you enjoyed this feature. The 49er Faithful taking over. Video footage courtesy from our good friends from 49ers.com. All right, so that's some of the scenes from Seattle. The Niners win, by the way, video first from 49ers.com via 49ers Invasion. They do these events every road game when the Niners are out of town, and the Niners are going to be back out on the road this weekend, taking on the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome in New Orleans. And we're at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. And once again, it's a kickoff time, 10 a.m. Pacific on the West Coast of the Bay Area, 12 noon Central Time for our good 49er friends from our good friends, Niner Faithful in the Midwest, Southwest, Niner fans all over the Midwest, Southwest area. We're making the trek, taking the trek from get to the Superdome, New Orleans. That will be that'll be a 12 noon kickoff. Game will be on Fox Sports and on the Niners Radio flagship KSFO 810 as Guy Haberman, along with Tim Ryan, with the play-by-play in action. So we're going to have our final segment on Niners Radio 49 for the day. We're going to have this segment. He's a 49er faithful. His name is Olajuwon, the Shoe Shine Man. He's going to have his we're going to install a new Niners Radio 49 new segment, a special segment called Word on the Street. Talk to him, if any of the 49 fans around town, their thoughts, his thoughts of the Niners come from behind win. You're going to enjoy this. He'll be on with us all during this season, and his name is Olajuwon, the San Francisco Shoe Man. And hope you enjoy this segment. You are watching watching live 49ers live on Niners Radio 49. This is as we're so.
It's not like the way Vegas is for girls, but it's super fun. I love it.
We're going to get this video up.
But in Vegas,
It's awful.
I'd say that, like, I love the win.
I love the Venetian. I always say the Venetian.
I say that Planet Hollywood is the best party
That's what I'm saying.
So we're
It was interesting though, because I did a trip with like live friends, just like a Vegas trip, and it was more fun than the bachelor party. Which
There's lots of hype.
that's a good place too. Because a lot of our first times, like doing like a boys trip in Vegas. We also had like this guy that was a friend of one of our friends that was on this trip, and he worked for F1 in Vegas, which was just getting around.
we're just going to start off. So we got this thing set up. We're going to here we go. Welcome here on Niners Radio 49, a new feature this year on Niners Radio 49, as we're here in downtown San Francisco Financial District. Word on the street, my man, the shoe shine man, Elijah One, Niner faithful. Niners with that come from behind win on Sunday against the Seahawks. So your thoughts of the victory?
My thoughts was the most beautiful game I've ever seen for the 49ers. Going forward, we have to win that first game. We did it, and we looked well.
It was a divisional game, though, because if you're going to make the playoffs, you got to win your games within your division, because of the head-to-head matchups and tiebreakers that come in play later on.
Yes, I understand, truly that we got to win every game. We got another game coming on moving forward. We got a couple of players injured. We got to get the players that supposed to be in that spot, in that place, step up. Play your game, step up, and let's move forward. We got a real good team. Let's just keep everybody in contact and keep them healthy through the season. Let's rest Kittle. Let's get him some rest. Let him rest for a while. Bring him back.
Yep, and then, of course, the Niners also released Jake Moody earlier in the day as we're doing this taping. Niners going to be looking to bring in some kickers later this week. We'll give you those updates later on Niners Radio 49. But, hey, Elijah One, hey, thank you for being on. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Niners, you look good. I'm taking the Super Bowl. Everything. Super Bowl.
Hey, thanks for the positive thinking. That's Elijah One from the Shoe Shine Man. This is our Niners Radio 40.
Pretty wild spot.
So it's like it's one of the more popular clubs. They might even say the world that. It's like a very open it's like you show up at like and like and you leave at like 7.
All right. Glad you enjoyed that new segment. We're going to be doing this every week, doing the 49ers season on Niners Radio 49. The word on the street. We'll be talking with Elijah One, the Shoe Shine Man. We'll talk with everybody, including we'll talk with those who are. We'll talk with a lot of 49 fans and their thoughts of the Niners during the season. He'll be coming on every week throughout this regular season. And, you know, the 49ers are getting back to work, and they're going to be undermanned now. And what they say with those toe injuries, when you're dealing with it, those are, if it's, hope it's not a turf toe, because those turf toe injuries are no joke.
But I'm like, it's just this shirt. I'm like,
They
yeah,
take
like,
time to heal. It's a similar thing what happened with Patrick Willis, who suffered that toe injury. It's a awful thing. They end up missing the rest of the season with that injury. Those injuries like that take time to heal. So we are going to get ready to wrap it up for now. We'll have another Niners Radio 49 tomorrow. We'll have another Niners Radio 49 tomorrow. We'll have the coaches, the coordinators will have their pressers. We'll have another one, and again on Friday. We'll have updates. Kyle Shanahan has final tune-up before the team on Friday board a charter flight to head to the Big Easy to take on the New Orleans Saints for this Sunday's action, an old NFC West rival. And the coverage will be on Fox Sports and on. So we hope for you to join us then. So that's it for now. For the latest news on the 49ers, go to 49ers.com. That's 49ers.com. And check us out on youtube.com/@NinersRadio49 for all the latest on the 49ers news and so much more. That's it for now. Professor B signing off. Check it out from here at Momo's here in downtown San Francisco. Thank you for watching 49ers live on Niners Radio 49. 49ers Live is an exclusive presentation of satellite digital media where every team is a fan. Every fan has a voice. The network home of champions. Wish all of you a very pleasant good evening.
A lot of people do New Orleans.
I'm not doing it.